Imagine stepping onto a train in Helsinki. And just 20 minutes later, you're walking the streets of Tallinn, without ever seeing the sky. Not science fiction. A 100-kilometer undersea railway tunnel could soon turn this vision into reality, connecting two nations divided by sea, history, and now, possibility. It's an engineering marvel that's been buried in bureaucracy for 2 decades. But now, the world's most ambitious economic power, China, is knocking. Is this project Europe's next great innovation? Or a geopolitical game-changer in disguise? Let's dive into the untold story of the Helsinki-Tallinn underwater tunnel, and why the whole world is suddenly watching. This is Visionary Mind, unveiling the infrastructure shaping tomorrow. Finland and Estonia, 2 nations that are culturally like siblings, separated only by the cold stretch of the Gulf of Finland. The ferry crossing is short but tedious. It serves 8 million passengers annually, making Helsinki the busiest passenger port on Earth. But what if we could eliminate the water altogether? For over 20 years, plans have simmered to connect Helsinki and Tallinn through an undersea rail tunnel. Not only would it cut travel time from 2.5 hours to just 20 minutes, it would also lay the foundation for Northern Europe's first cross-border megacity. A metro region of 2 million people, brimming with innovation, trade, and tech. Sounds like something you'd expect from Silicon Valley. Funny you say that. Locals call this region the Finest Bay Area, home to unicorns like Skype, Bolt, and Angry Birds. The tunnel isn't just a transport link, it's a bridge between minds. Despite early excitement, the tunnel plan gathered dust, blocked by sky-high costs and political red tape. That is, until 2018, when a study showed that the project could be profitable. With a little help from Brussels. If the EU could cover 40% of the funding, the tunnel could finally move forward. But someone else was watching. Someone with deep pockets and global ambition, China. Enter Peter Vesterbacka, the brain behind Angry Birds. Frustrated with EU sluggishness, he turned to China for backing. And got it. A Chinese firm pledged a staggering $17 billion, nearly 70% of the project's total cost. The rest, hoped Vesterbacka, would come from EU funds. The plan? Use cutting-edge plasma drilling to carve through the seabed in just 4 years, and use the excavated material to create artificial islands, potential homes for 50,000 people. A tunnel, new land, new cities. Ambitious? Yes. But also possible. Support in Finland was strong. The country already sees itself as China's aviation bridge into Europe, and its northern ports are strategically poised near the Arctic corridor, a future shipping route Beijing has big plans for. But Estonia? Not so fast? Haunted by memories of Soviet influence and wary of Chinese intentions, Estonian leaders hit the brakes. They blocked Chinese financing, worried that small nations like theirs could end up pawns in a high-stakes global chess match. And who could blame them? Montenegro is still reeling from Chinese loan traps. Yet Vesterbacka remains unfazed. What's the worst that could happen? He asks. That we don't get the tunnel at all. Some European analysts agree, arguing that strategic partnerships can be risky. But stagnation is riskier. This isn't just about 2 cities. It's about geopolitics. If completed, the tunnel would link up with Rail Baltica, a massive project connecting the Baltic states with the rest of Europe, using the EU standard rail gauge. Right now, the region still operates on the outdated Russian gauge, making it hard to integrate with Western Europe. A Helsinki-Tallinn tunnel would change that, connecting the Baltics to Western Europe and weakening Moscow's grip on East-West logistics. It's a subtle shift, but one with massive implications. In the event of a conflict or crisis, it would create a reliable corridor for supplies, commerce, even military support, one Russia can't easily block. And that might be why the Kremlin has been strangely quiet. Not opposed? Just quiet. Why? Because China, Russia's informal ally, has skin in the game. Here's where things get even more interesting. China's Belt and Road Initiative has mostly focused on land and sea routes. But a new Arctic route, linking Chinese trade through northern Norway, Finland, and into Europe, would create the shortest path from Asia to the continent. Imagine it, goods flowing from the Chinese coast, up to the Arctic Ocean, through ports in Norway, via rail into Finland, down through the Undersea tunnel, and on to Central Europe. It would redefine logistics. Not just for goods that are too slow by ship and too expensive by air, but for data. Plans even include a subsea broadband cable connecting China to Europe via the same corridor. To make this vision real, Finland would also need to build 500 kilometers of new railway in its north, a tough sell economically today. But if the tunnel is built and traffic demand rises, even that becomes viable. Suddenly, what seemed like a far-fetched idea becomes a continent-shaping network. After months of friction, something shifted. Estonia and Finland signed a new Memorandum of Understanding in 2022, reaffirming their commitment to cross-border infrastructure, including the Undersea tunnel. Estonia's economic minister, Taavi Aas, went so far as to say, Helsinki should be the final stop of Rail Baltica. That statement could be a game changer. With EU integration on the horizon, Chinese interest heating up, and regional cooperation intensifying, the tunnel could turn from pipe dream to headline reality. It would create jobs, stimulate innovation, and perhaps most importantly, it would redefine the role of Northern and Eastern Europe on the global stage. So, what do you think? Is the Helsinki-Tallinn tunnel the dawn of a new era, or a dangerous leap into geopolitical quicksand? If this vision inspires you, or worries you, drop a comment below. We want to hear your take. Should Europe embrace Chinese investment for the sake of progress? Or proceed with caution? And if you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you never miss a story that could change the way you see the world. For more on the Arctic Corridor and China's polar ambitions, check out our episode on the Arctic Silk Road, linked right here. Thanks for watching Visionary Mind, where we connect the dots, shaping tomorrow's world. Until next time, stay curious.